fellow builders and co-creators, it's good to see you once again. We were here yesterday and we promised you that we'll come to you live from the gallery of classic moldings. With me here is Joyce. Joyce is an interior designer actually by training. Right now she's in charge of training at classic moldings and also in charge of sales. So Joyce and I are going to be doing this together. So perhaps we'll take a minute as we wait for the other people to join us. Meanwhile, perhaps you can show us the rest of the gallery so that we know that we are really on set. It's going to be a beautiful afternoon. Go ahead and show. Is it afternoon? Well, it's going to be a beautiful time, you know. So let's see how this goes. Let's wait for the other people to come. Yes, tag your mates, tag your friends, tag your spouses, because we are about to tell you a lot of information on architectural moldings. We will not be here for too long, but we'll try to dig as deep as possible because we are at the gallery of the market leader in this region. 30 years experience, 30 years anniversary, coming to you in the month of love, month of Valentine, things to do for your home to make your space beautiful. I guess we start, they will catch us as we go along so that we do not lose too much time. So architectural moldings is what we're talking about today. Now when you talk about architectural moldings, we're talking about cornices, we are talking about wall panels, we are talking about skirting. We are also talking about 3D wall panels, which we will show you. We are talking about door surrounds. You know the one that you call quarter round? Now we have a molding for that, you know, so that our construction and our interior spaces take a step above. This is the company, this is the organization that has 30 years experience, bring you things that you only see online or on the internet, but now it is here, sourcing application, right? So, Joyce, let's talk about some of the properties of the architectural, moldings at classic moldings. Right. You know, what are some of the things, what are they made of, and why are they different?
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you. So, the architectural moldings that we have are made from very unique material. We have three materials that have been used to make our moldings. The first one is called polyurethane. PU, people call it PU. There's polystyrene made from styrofoam, and then there's flex, a material that is malleable, looks like rubber, but it's not rubber, that is used to make our materials. What makes them unique, what makes them different? They are fully waterproof, they are highly paintable, they are very easy to install. So when you do the installation, all you need is adhesive, stick them on the surface. Once you join them together, because they come in lengths of 2 meters, where there's a joint of the two pieces, the joint is hairline, so you can hardly tell that there was a joint. So it gives a very clean,
because that's a big problem in the industry, where cornices are joined. Usually you can see. I know that you try to rub it, you try to really sand it, but then you're messing the design. You know, you're messing the design. So this one is it's seamless.
It gives you a seamless finish. You can hardly tell that there's a joint.
Yeah.
The other thing is that we also have provision for cabling. Most of the time we find people have a problem with hiding their cables. So you find trunkings on the wall which look super ugly. So you can hide that behind our molding. So cornices, you could channel cables on the back, behind our skirtings, behind the wall panels, and there are countless techniques and variety in terms of the profiles for the moldings that we provide.
Excellent. It is a wealth of design, and not just design. As Joyce has said, you see behind here, there is an entrance there, where you can actually hide your cable so that somebody comes in and wonders, your stima imeingia na wapi? Yes, because there is this and there is provision there for cabling. The other thing you can do is when you're eventually doing the final touches, like for lighting, you can actually put an LED light strip there at the back, and you know how that comes down so well and produces and delivers on a beautiful, beautiful ambience. So beyond, there's cornices which comes at an angle, and then there is the wall paneling which you can actually use to right under the, it depends on your design, but you can use it right under the cornice. But then there is also the skirting, Skirting, usually when you go to Gikomba, you will get a plain wood or plain gypsum. Here we have a wealth of designs, and right there you can do your cabling in there so that there are no cables that are running across, your wall. I want to show you flex, because flex is important. She said there's PU, you can get it. There's PU, then there is polystyrene, then there is flex. Now, look at this. It's actually very malleable. And the reason why we wanted to show you this is because increasingly there's a lot of designs that are taking a curve or a circle. In offices you can have a circle office at the, So because of that, you need something that will run across like that, and it is paintable. So indeed, it can take whatever color you want, but then it's flex. So let us show you other things. We have already shown you the 3, or is it the 4? Yes. So let us show you other things. There is the medallions, and this is important, and I'd like to show you. Yeah. For design, once you do your gypsum, and we'll talk about gypsum later, you can have that medallion. It comes in many, many, many different designs, many different sizes, so that you can center your room properly. And it is important. I'm sorry about that. It's important that you remember that there are different designs, there are different sizes, and you put them wherever you want in your design. Yeah. Sorry about that. All right. And because our design space is growing, yeah. Joyce, come, let's show them this. Yes. Tell us about your columns.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, we have very interesting columns. You could find a round one like this, or you could find a fluted one like what we have on the other side. Usually comes as a 3-piecer. There is a top part, which you call the crown. There's a middle part that you call the plinth, and then there's a base that holds it to the floor. Yeah. These are very beautiful architectural details that could be added into your space. Actually, compliment you. That could be added to your space to add architectural detail, because sometimes people feel limited when they want to introduce architectural detail. But this is such an amazing and beautiful way to introduce architectural detail to your space.
Absolutely. And when we tell you about paint, we will tell you how you actually achieve that final finish. Exactly. But now the top, which is the crown, the plane or the girth, and then obviously there is the base. Yes. But then, guys, we want to show you, because we have noticed in other groups or in interior design spaces, people are increasingly in our area or in our market beginning to use the wainscoting.
Yes.
So the wainscoting is actually the wall, but then with these wall panels to create the design that you want. It's a beautiful break from using 2 color paints, or 2, how you paint top pink, bottom blue, because a boy and girl are sharing a room, and then you put a border there. Yeah. So this is the way to do it in a professional, forward way, wainscoting. This is a molding, and if you have a picture that you have seen on Pinterest, feel free to walk into classic moldings and get a quote for your space. So there are numerous designs. You can put something in the middle. You can put something. This is where it is created, so you get it very, very well. The other architectural molding that we'd like to show you,
3D wall panels.
Are the 3D wall panels. Eva, you want to tell us about the 3D wall panels? I'm sorry, Joyce.
3D wall panels.
Yeah.
These are quite innovative ways of transforming spaces, because most of the time people feel limited or just doing paints on the wall. Yeah. But you could add character by using 3D wall panels. We have different designs, from geometric to wavy designs, like this is a bubble design, quite lightweight, and this is very easy to move with, especially for the guys who live in rental spaces and do not want to invest in their spaces. You could use such, mount them on the wall, paint on them. When you move, just remove them using a scraper, and you could easily move with them.
Yeah, so you can use it creatively. Yeah. Joyce rightly says, character is important for your space. You can paint it. It comes in an array of designs. It can be painted to whatever you want. It doesn't have to be a wall. By the way, it can even be a headboard on your bed. Think about it. And when you move with it.
Yeah. Excellent.
Yeah, so members, here we are. We would like to show you the last product in our short list or long list of architectural moldings, and it is called the door surround. as the word, like that's the very meaning of the word. It surrounds the door. It frames your door so that your door stands out. It's very authentic. It looks strong. It looks beautiful. But then let's give it to Joyce. Why do we need a door surround?
Well, the different reasons to why I would recommend a door surround. One is because it adds architectural detail. Most of the time, the doors are neglected. That this is the entrance and the exit. So if you need to capture people's attention, do it as they're going in, they have something to see. As they leave, they have something to remember. Is because it also acts as a protective device to the door.
Protective device.
Yes, because this part of the door, especially if it's a high traffic area when people are moving things and out, there's a tendency of hitting this part of the door. So you find that a wall, if it's an opening, that part of the wall is damaged. If it's a door, there are dents on that part of the door. So to ensure that does not happen, ensure that you have installed a door surround. It also gives it brings oomph and aesthetic value to your space.
So it's actually very beautiful.
It's beautiful and you can't ignore it.
It's a door you cannot ignore.
Definitely.
Joyce, we can use this on doors and windows. Depending on how your space is, consult with your interior designer, see if your windows can handle it. If maybe just leave it for doors. So in that case, maybe it will be called windows surround. But then remember that it comes in different designs, it comes in different depths. You've seen the ones that can be so up so that your door seems like it's inside. This is where it is made at classic moldings. It can be thin or it can be wide, it can be flat like that or a little bit domed. Just what you want, and feel free to go on Pinterest and get the impression that you'd like, and it will be created here because this is classic molding. 30 years later, the experience is immense, the wealth of knowledge is immense, and we're bringing it to you on the month of love. For your Valentine's, bring this home. Let me show you how this door looks with the framing. That's how it looks. Anyone passing really cannot ignore this entry. It is beautiful, it is bespoke, it is aesthetically very, very rich and adds value to your house. If you have a house that you are leasing out for rent and you do this, you can probably ask for 10,000 shillings more. It is true, I know it, because if I saw this, maybe I'm impressionable, but if I saw this, I would think that, that's a well-thought design, and so I'm willing to give a little more. So yes, we are done here. We have done cornices. You have seen it in all designs and sizes, flex and PU, and polystyrene. We have shown you the skirting. It can be big, it can be designed, or it can be plain, where you actually can put your cabling at the back. We have shown you the columns. We've shown you the wainscoting. We've shown you the wainscoting, and we have also shown the medallions and 3D wall panels. Everything to make your space beautiful, different, bespoke, looking expensive. Step up that profile for your home and more. Live better, because we have classic moldings in this market. You can't miss it. So tune in. Next time we will be coming back with decorative and plain painting. Paint options. It is big. The range is huge. The design and the finishes are marvelous. Keep it here in this month when Classic Moldings is celebrating 30 years in this market. In the month of love, we bring it to you right here in the Builders and Co-Creators Group. Thank you, Joyce. Members, keep building and stay tuned.